Santa Tom here. Did you know that Santa's sleigh is the most advanced vehicle on the planet? Or maybe I should say in the sky. Think about it. It travels 650 miles per second, carries gifts for over 2 billion children, and is led by a team of flying reindeer. NASA has nothing on Santa. Scientists have tried to calculate how Santa manages to deliver gifts in one night, and they say he would need to visit 822 homes per second. But we know the real reason, don't we? It's Christmas magic. So the next time you hear a child question Santa's existence, just remind them that even scientists can't explain the speed of Christmas cheer. Santa Tom here to ask the age-old question, what's the best Christmas movie ever made? You could argue classics like It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, or maybe you love Elf, or The Polar Express. But what about Die Hard? That's right, some believe it's a Christmas movie while others strongly disagree. Whatever you pick, Christmas movies bring joy, nostalgia, and tradition. They remind us that Christmas isn't just about gifts, it's about family, love, and believing in the magic of the season. So this year, whatever you watch, make sure it's something that warms your heart, even if it includes explosions and Bruce Willis. Santa Tom here. We all know Rudolph, but did you know that reindeer have real-life superpowers? Their noses are lined with tiny blood vessels that help them keep warm in the freezing temperatures. So technically, Rudolph's glowing red nose isn't too far from reality. Even more amazing is reindeer are one of the only mammals that can see ultraviolet light, which helps them navigate snowy landscapes where most colors disappear. So when you hear Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer this year, remember, Santa's sleigh team isn't just magical, they're scientifically incredible. Santa Tom here. Santa's red suit is iconic, but did you know he wasn't always dressed in red? In old European tradition, St. Nicholas was often shown wearing blue, green, or even brown robes. It wasn't until the 1800s that artists started dressing Santa in red. But the real game changer came in 1931 when a Coca-Cola advertisement featured Santa in a bright red suit with a white fur trim, and that image stuck. So while Santa may be timeless, his suit is a marketing masterpiece. But no matter what color he wears, his message of generosity and kindness stays the same. Santa Tom here. Have you ever wondered where the origin of hanging Christmas stockings came from? Well, it all goes back to the old legend about St. Nicholas, the real-life inspiration for Santa Claus. Long ago, a poor man had 3 daughters, but no money for their dowries. Without it, they couldn't marry. One night, St. Nicholas secretly dropped gold coins down their chimney, and they landed in the stockings hung by the fireplace to dry. That's where the tradition of stuffing stockings comes from. So next time you find an orange in your stocking, just remember, it was originally a symbol of gold. And who knows, maybe the real St. Nicholas is still spreading Christmas miracles today. Santa Tom here. You know Santa gets all the credit, but what about Mrs. Claus? She first appeared in 1849 in a short story called Christmas Legend. Since then, she's been portrayed as Santa's helper, his cookie baking partner, and the one keeping things running at the North Pole. But let's be real, she's more than that. Mrs. Claus is the heart of Christmas. She reminds us that Christmas isn't just about the one delivering the gifts, it's also about the love, kindness, and warmth behind the scenes. So this year, let's raise a glass of eggnog to Mrs. Claus, the real MVP of Christmas. And this Santa's Mrs. Claus is the best one of them all. Santa Tom here. We all know that Christmas is all about joy, love, and family, right? But did you know that different cultures celebrate Christmas in the most unique ways? In Japan, Christmas dinner means KFC. Thanks to a brilliant marketing campaign in the 1970s, Kentucky for Christmas became a tradition, and now people order their fried chicken months in advance. Meanwhile, in Norway, people hide their brooms on Christmas Eve because they believe that evil spirits might try to steal them. And let's not forget about Catalonia, Spain, where they have Tio de Nadal, a Christmas log that children feed leading up to Christmas, and on Christmas Eve they beat it with sticks until it pops out candy. Christmas is magical and a little strange, don't you think? Santa Tom here. You might think that ghost stories belong to Halloween, but did you know that Christmas used to be a time for telling ghost stories? Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol wasn't unusual for its time. People in Victorian England loved spooky Christmas tales. There's even an old song lyric that says, "There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago." So if you hear creaks in the night this Christmas Eve, it might not be Santa coming down the chimney. It might just be an old Christmas spirit checking in to see if you're on the nice list. Santa Tom here. You know, the Christmas tree is a centerpiece of the holiday season. But do you know where it came from? The tradition started in Germany in the 1500s when people decorated trees with apples and candles. When Queen Victoria married Prince Albert, a German prince, he introduced the Christmas tree to England. And soon the trend spread worldwide. Today, over 30 million Christmas trees are sold in the U.S. alone each year. But whether you have a real tree or a fake tree, or just a tiny desk plant with tinsel, remember, it's not about the tree, it's about the memories you make around it. Santa Tom here. You know, the real meaning of Christmas is all about joy, love, and giving. But sometimes we get so busy shopping, decorating, and planning that we forget the most important thing, being present. No matter what gifts we give, the most precious thing we can offer is our time, kindness, and love. Whether it's sitting around the tree, sharing laughter over a meal, or simply saying, "I appreciate you," those are the moments that make Christmas special. So this holiday season, let's make a promise, not just to give out gifts, but to give from the heart, because that's the real magic of Christmas. Santa Tom here. Everyone knows that Santa's workshop's at the North Pole, right? But have you ever wondered how his elves actually get everything done? Let's do the math. If Santa delivers gifts to 2 billion children and each gift at least one toy, that's over 2 billion toys made in just 12 months. That means the elves must produce at least 5.4 million toys per day. No wonder they need so much hot cocoa. But here's the real question. Do elves get Christmas off? Probably not. But hey, they do get unlimited candy canes, so it all evens out. Santa Tom here. Have you ever found yourself awkwardly standing under the mistletoe with someone? Well, blame the ancient Druids. Mistletoe was once believed to bring good luck and fertility, so people started kissing under it to bless their relationships. Later, the Victorians took this tradition and added a rule. Every time a kiss happens under the mistletoe, a berry must be plucked. When the berries are gone, no more kissing. So if you're looking for an excuse to steal a holiday smooch, just remember, you're keeping an ancient tradition alive. Santa Tom here. You know, Christmas is about peace and goodwill. And in 1914, during World War I, soldiers showed just how powerful the Christmas spirit can be. On Christmas Eve, British and German soldiers stuck in muddy trenches started singing carols across the battlefield. The next morning, they emerged, not to fight, but to shake hands. They exchanged gifts, played soccer, and for one day, war was forgotten. If Christmas could bring peace to a battlefield, imagine what it could do for us all in our own hearts. Maybe the best gift we can give is kindness, no matter the season. Santa Tom here. Did you know that some of our favorite Christmas songs almost never existed? White Christmas was nearly cut from the movie Holiday Inn. Now it's the best-selling song of all time. Jingle Bells wasn't written for Christmas, it was actually a Thanksgiving song. And Silent Night? It only happened because a church organ broke, forcing the composer to write a simple guitar melody. Just imagine, without accidents and second chances, we might not have these songs today. So never doubt a little mistake that can turn into Christmas magic. Santa Tom here. Have you ever wondered how Santa fits down every chimney? Let's look at the possibilities. First, shrinking powers. Possible, but have you ever seen how much milk and cookies he eats? Number 2, teleportation? Maybe, but then why do we hear reindeer hooves on the roof? Number 3, magic dust? That might be the best explanation. Whatever the answer is, let's be honest. We don't actually want to know because Christmas isn't about how Santa does it. It's about believing in the impossible. Santa Tom here. Have you ever heard of a Christmas spider? In Ukraine, it's tradition to decorate trees with sparkling spider webs. The legend says a poor widow and her children found a Christmas tree but had no decorations. While they slept, a kind-hearted spider spun shimmering webs around the tree. When the morning came, the webs turned into gold and silver, and the family never struggled again. That's why tinsel is used on Christmas trees today. It's meant to represent the magic of small miracles. Santa Tom here. Did you know that there's a town where it's Christmas every single day? In Santa Claus, Indiana, the post office receives hundreds of thousands of letters every year to Santa. Volunteers known as Santa's elves personally reply to every child's letter. And in Rovaniemi, Finland, Santa's official home, visitors can meet Santa, visit his reindeer, and cross the Arctic Circle. These places prove one thing: Christmas isn't just a day, it's a feeling that can last all year long. Santa Tom here. Have you ever wondered who started the tradition of leaving cookies and milk for Santa? It actually comes from the Great Depression in the 1930s. Parents wanted to teach kids gratitude and generosity even when times were tough. Fast forward to today, and Santa consumes billions of cookies in one night. He must have the highest sugar tolerance in history. So if you ever feel guilty about having that extra Christmas cookie, just remember, you're simply keeping the tradition alive. Santa Tom here. Has this ever happened to you? You buy the perfect Christmas gift, hide it somewhere safe, and then completely forget where you put it. You're not alone. Studies show that thousands of Christmas presents are lost every year, only to be found months later in July. Maybe that's Santa's way of reminding us that the best presents aren't found under the tree. They're found in the love we share with each other. Santa Tom here. You know, people often ask me what the best part of Christmas is for me. For me, it's seeing it through a child's eyes. For kids, Christmas isn't just about gifts, it's about wonder, joy, and belief. They believe in flying reindeer, in Santa's magic, and in the world where anything is possible. Maybe that's the real lesson of Christmas, to believe like a child again, not just in Santa, but in love, kindness, and the power of a wish. So this Christmas, let's not just watch the magic, let's be the magic. Santa Tom here. Have you ever stopped to consider why we celebrate Christmas on December 25th? The truth is, nobody knows the exact date of Jesus' birth. Early Christians celebrated it on different days, but in the year 336 AD, Roman Emperor Constantine declared December 25th as the official date, possibly to align with winter solstice and the ancient festivals back then. Regardless of the date, one thing is certain: Christmas isn't about when we celebrate, but why. It's a time for joy, generosity, and love, and that's something we're celebrating every day. Santa Tom here with an interesting fact about the tradition of Christmas cards. The first Christmas card was sent in 1843 by Sir Henry Cole in England. He was too busy to write holiday letters, so he hired an artist to design a card that read, "A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you." At first, people were outraged. Some thought it was lazy, but the idea caught on, and today, over 1 billion Christmas cards are sent worldwide each year. So if you ever feel guilty about sending a Christmas text instead of a handwritten note, just remember, you're keeping history alive in the digital age. Santa Tom here. Have you ever wondered why people use Xmas instead of Christmas? Some people think that writing Xmas takes the Christ out of Christmas, but that's not true at all. The letter X has been used for centuries as a symbol for Christ because in Greek, Christos starts with X. Even ancient Christian scribes use X to represent Christ, so whether you say Merry Christmas or Merry Xmas, the meaning remains the same. It's a time for peace, love, and giving. Just don't use text messages shorthand and write Xmas LOL. Santa might just put you on the naughty list. Santa Tom here. You know, every year the Nutcracker ballet is performed around the world, but did you know where the story comes from? It was written in 1816 by a German author and later adapted into a ballet by Tchaikovsky in 1892. But believe it or not, the first performance was a flop. Critics thought it was too strange and audiences didn't like it at all. It wasn't until the 1950s that the Nutcracker became a Christmas classic in America. So next time you watch it, just remember, even magical stories take time to find their place in our hearts. Santa Tom here. We all know that Santa gives gifts to good children, but have you ever heard of Krampus, the creature who punishes the naughty ones? In Alpine folklore, Krampus is a horned half-goat demon who follows Santa around scaring bad kids into behaving. In Austria and Germany, people still celebrate Krampusnacht on December 5th, where people dress as Krampus and roam the streets. So if you ever wonder why Santa checks his naughty list twice, now you know that he's got backup. Santa Tom here. Placing gifts under the Christmas tree is a long-standing tradition, but have you ever wondered why? It started with St. Nicholas, who was known for secretly leaving gifts in people's homes. Later, in the Victorian era, Christmas trees became popular and families started placing presents under the tree instead of hanging them in stockings. Today, waking up to gifts under the tree is one of the most magical Christmas moments. But let's be honest, some of us still shake the presents first to guess what's inside, don't we? Santa Tom here. You know, every child knows about Santa's naughty and nice list, but do we know where the idea came from? It dates back to the 1600s when Dutch and German traditions describe St. Nicholas rewarding well-behaved children while disciplining the naughty ones. The idea became popular in America thanks to the 1934 song Santa Claus is Coming to Town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. Which, let's be honest, sounds a little creepy, but the message is clear. Kindness and good deeds matter all year long. Santa Tom here. Candy canes are one of the most iconic Christmas treats, but did you know they were originally pure white? Legend has it that in the 1600s, a German choir master gave children sugar sticks shaped like shepherd's staves to keep them quiet during church. The red stripes and the peppermint flavor weren't added until the 1900s. And here's the fun fact. Candy canes aren't just sweet, they're significant. If you dissolve one in hot water, it disappears in a cool, swirling pattern. Try it out. It's Christmas chemistry in action. Santa Tom here. You know, every year millions of children follow Santa's journey in real time thanks to NORAD. But did you know that Santa's tracker started by accident? In 1955, a department store misprinted a phone number for kids to call Santa. But the number actually belongs to NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command. Instead of disappointing the children, the staff played along and started tracking Santa. Now every Christmas Eve, NORAD's Santa tracker gets millions of visits worldwide. Just proof that even mistakes can turn into Christmas tradition. Santa Tom here. Have you ever stopped to wonder why we decorate our homes with Christmas lights? It goes back before electricity. Long ago, people believed that the winter solstice was a time when darkness needed to be driven away. They used candles to bring light and warmth into their homes, symbolizing hope and renewal. Then in 1882, Thomas Edison assistant Edward Johnson created the first electric Christmas light. Now we have dazzling light displays, synchronized music, and neighborhood competitions. But no matter how fancy they get, Christmas lights remind us of what really matters, the joy and warmth of the season. Santa Tom here. We all know the tradition about leaving cookies out for Santa. But why do some families leave carrots for the reindeer? It's believed to have started in the Netherlands where kids would fill their shoes with hay and carrots for St. Nicholas's horse. The tradition later spread and people began leaving carrots for the reindeer instead. So next time you leave out a snack, just remember, Santa gets the cookies, but it's the reindeer who do all the heavy lifting. Santa Tom here. Have you ever heard of the Christmas pickle? Some families hide a pickle-shaped ornament in the Christmas tree, and the first person to find it gets an extra present or good luck for the next year. The story claims to have started in Germany, but guess what? Most Germans have never heard of it. It's actually an American tradition created by a clever salesperson to sell more ornaments. So if you find a Christmas pickle, just know it's not about history, it's about having fun. Santa Tom here. One of the strangest and funniest Christmas songs ever written was Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. But do you know it started out as a joke? In 1979, a musician named Elmo Shropshire recorded the song for fun, but radio stations loved it. Some people think the song is hilarious, while others think it's a little too dark. But one thing is for sure, it proves that Christmas music doesn't always have to be so serious. Santa Tom here. You know, every year millions of children send letters to Santa, but have you ever wondered where they actually go? In Canada, Santa has his own postal code. It's HOHOHO, spelling ho ho ho, and volunteers reply to every letter. In the U.S., the United States Postal Service has Operation Santa, where people can adopt letters and send gifts to children in need. Santa may live in the North Pole, but his mail system is the busiest in the world. Santa Tom here. You know, in Italy, Christmas Eve is celebrated with the Feast of Seven Fishes. Why fish, you might ask? It's because Catholic tradition encourages fasting from meat before Christmas. Over time, this turned into a feast featuring 7 different seafood dishes. It's an old tradition, but even today, many Italian American families keep it alive. So if you ever get invited to a Christmas Eve seafood feast, bring an appetite. Santa Tom here. Building a snowman is a classic Christmas tradition, but have you ever wondered why? Snowmen have been around for centuries, but they became really famous in the 1800s thanks to artists and storybook tellers. Then in 1950, the song Frosty the Snowman turned them into a Christmas icon. Even if you don't get snow where you live, don't worry. You can always build a marshmallow snowman instead. Santa Tom here. Have you ever wondered why certain smells like pine, cinnamon, and gingerbread make us feel so nostalgic? Well, it's because our sense of smell is directly linked to memory and emotions. That's why the scent of a Christmas tree or fresh-baked cookies can instantly transport us back to our childhood. So if you want to make Christmas extra special this year, just light a holiday-scented candle or bake some gingerbread. Science says it'll make you happier. Santa Tom here. If you've ever celebrated Christmas in the UK, Australia, or Canada, you might have seen Christmas crackers, those colorful paper tubes that go bang when you pull them apart. They were invented in 1847 by none other than Tom Smith, a candy maker who wanted to surprise people with a snap when they opened their treats. Over time, they evolved to include jokes, paper crowns, and little toys. So if you ever get a Christmas cracker, wear the paper crown proudly. It's part of the fun. Santa Tom here. Gifts are a big part of Christmas, but the greatest gifts aren't ones wrapped under the tree. They're the moments we share, the kindness we show, and the love that we give to others. Whether it's helping a neighbor, calling an old friend, or simply smiling at a stranger, the real magic of Christmas isn't in what we receive, it's what we give. So this year, let's all give something priceless. Our time, our kindness, and our love. Because that's the true meaning of Christmas. Santa Tom here with a bonus thought on what Christmas is really about. No matter how we celebrate, Christmas is about love, laughter, and bringing people together. Whether we tell stories, share meals, or give gifts, the best part of the holiday season is being with people who matter most. So let's take a moment to appreciate the small joys, the twinkling lights, the sound of carols, and the first sip of hot cocoa. And remember that the magic of Christmas isn't about presents, but it's in our hearts.